rise in violence against women, the stats speak for itself last year and the beginning of this year. If it continues on that same trend, who would be failing? Organizations like you, your awareness programs, or your male advocates in the society? Who isn't doing their job?
I don't think we're failing. I think we as a society are failing because we fail to, even though we have raised so much awareness and so on, like we can talk to the women, tell them about their rights and so on, and they know what to do about it. But once they go to the law enforcement, once they go into the legal system, then that is where it falls apart, that kind of thing. They go to their religious leaders, and so that is why the male advocacy, we are beginning that program. And other programs are also coming in, and that I have a lot of hope in those areas. And and as I said before, events happen. Political turmoils and natural disasters and other types of disasters, economic disasters, and so on. They further exacerbate the situation.
Elizabeth, how do you change the mindset of that man in the village or in the community to respect women?
Well, one hopes through education about human rights. I don't think that we have the recipe for changing all men overnight. But as I think what we look for is we look for the men to listen to the case that women are making. And how could you not read the paper and be appalled every day? How could you not look at the statistics and feel ashamed that you, as part of the male sector of society, the male population, don't have some responsibility, some accountability to step forward? And whether it's political leaders, religious leaders, we need them. It's those people who've come forward and brought about the change in other countries, and where governments also put their money into the kinds of services that are needed. They prioritise making it possible for all citizens to enjoy their basic human rights. So the kind of services that are needed, the kind of training that is needed, the kind of dialogue that's needed with institutions like the Fiji Women's Crisis Centre is what we need to do. But yes, I think the call, Women and Men United, is a call to men. Join this struggle.
I really
final
want to say
Final thoughts.
You talked about men in the community. I have a lot of hope in the men because I have done a lot of the training with men. That 1 week when I look, and how to create respect. And the good men, I always say, the good human being, whether it's man or woman, will come on board, as Elizabeth is saying. And I've seen it happen in front of my eyes. How men have changed. Men have cried in my classes. Once we look at the amount of work women do, and the number of privileges men enjoy, and the almost no privileges that women enjoy as women, and that brings the good human being who is the man and who feels ashamed about what is happening, he comes on board, and that is where I have a lot of hope, as well as with the women. And any program must be based on women's experiences of discrimination, of inequality and violence.
Samima Ali from the Fiji Women's Crisis Centre, Elizabeth Cox from Pacific Unifem. Thank you very much for being on the show. That was the program for this evening. For any comments on the show tonight, you can email closeup@fijitv.com.fj. See you next Sunday.